Hello! Welcome back to Nestlings by Robin 2023 Introduction to Embroidery Calendar Series. It is September, and just like I promised last month, we're going to be working on the split stitch this month. And I live in Florida right now, so don't these look like the cutest little oranges on an orange branch? This is the September embroidery. And just as I told you last month, the chain stitch and the split stitch are like little cousins. So I'm going to bring this up and let it get into focus so I can show you. Right here we have a chain stitch. And then right next to it we have a split stitch. Split stitch. And I know it's really hard to tell because it's one of those stitches that really doesn't show very well. And it just adds the tiniest bit of texture right here. You might be able to see just the tiniest bit of texture there. So it bulks up the line without doing a full chain stitch. It's very similar to the stem stitch. What I'll show you, you'll see. Very similar to the stem stitch, except that you're breaking the thread as you go back through. And I don't mean breaking as in ruining it. You're breaking the twist of it. And that's what gives it that little bit of bubble texture, or a little bit of, kind of gives it a knobby look, I guess would be the best way to do it. And then you'll see if you look on this one, so we've got our plain stem stitch, we've got a back stitch, we have a chain stitch, a split stitch, got a little bit of everything going on in this one. I think if you look at the orange right here, let me see if that'll focus in on us nicely. You can sort of see it has that little bit of a chain look to it, but that's not the chain. This is a split stitch done in the orange around the outer edge here. Okay, so let's take a quick peek at how to do a split stitch. This is one of those that you come up just like on the stem stitch. On the stem stitch, you come like one stitch away. And we're going to do the same thing here, and we're going to go backwards on this one. And then when we come up one stitch away, just as if we were doing a stem stitch. But with the stem stitch, you come back in underneath your stitch to go into the background again. And with the split stitch, we're not going to do that. We're going to go right into the thread. We're going to split it just like it says. That's the name of the stitch, and we're going to split it. We're going to go right into that and split the stitch, split the thread, I mean. So you actually need to have a thread that has some twist to it, has a little more bulk to it in order to see the texture. This would not work well with the 40 weight embroidery thread that I use, the machine thread. It would not work well with that. You really do need a pearl cotton or at least 2 strands of a DMC floss or something like that. Okay, so I came up away, and again, we're just going to come back into that stitch. And I'm in a position, it's a little harder for me to do this, but. And you can see where my needle is going in between the threads, in between the twist of the thread. Now doing it on long ones like this, you're probably not going to get the effect. You'd probably get a better effect if you did it on short stitches. And that's where you were seeing on the orange. Let me do a couple short ones real quick and see if I can get a better effect out of it. It's a little more work than the chain stitch, isn't it? But that's okay. It just depends on the effect you're going for. I think instead of sitting there watching me do this, you should just go get your own thread and try it yourself. I know you get the gist of it, right? You can see that I'm going in between. You can see how my needle is in between those threads there. Okay, so now you're basically getting a stem stitch with a little extra texture. I don't know if you can see it better if I twist it to the side, and you can see how it kind of knobs up a bit. So there you go, split stitch. Go have some fun Take your September project and combine all the stitches like I did in the example. Take and put some back stitching in there and some stem stitching in there. Just a little bit of everything, and enjoy the process. Enjoy experimenting. Take different thread weights and try splitting them with the needle and see what happens and what they look like. Try them longer, shorter. Just have fun. And I will see you again in October. Keep stitching. Bye.